Hey, welcome back to the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventure Time. Here we're on a nice, cool May 14th morning. Got my flannel shirt on still, but it's getting ready to get hot according to the weatherman. And I'm doing something that I really looked forward to doing 60 years ago when I was just a little tyke. I'm at the spring in Holler outside Englewood. Mama and Papa, it was kind of a ritual, like a weekly thing that we'd be sitting on the porch and Papa'd make a decision that we need to go clean that spring out down in Holler. And we'd ride a couple miles out of town down here and stop on the side of the road and keep all the leaves and stuff pulled out. I've been digging it, got it all muddied up right now, but in a little while it'll just be fresh, pure, clean water once again. That was back in the 60s, but the road was down lower then. I think they've built the road up over the years. It seemed, at least in my mind, it was more of a level with the road, with the ditch between the road and the spring. But 20 years before that, back in the 1940s, Mama and Papa did the same thing with my dad. They'd bring him down here and clean the spring out about once a week or so. And here recently, Dad said he had rode through and he said, I can't find that spring anymore. And I brought him down here and we parked and walked down here. We got down here and he saw that rock and I saw his eyes light up. He said, that's it right there. And I said, yep. I said, you saw that rock and you knew it, didn't you? He said, yep. And I said, because the rocks don't change. I said, everything else changes, but I said, them rocks always just still staying the same, don't they? And that got me to thinking one of the names of God all through the Old Testament and even into the New, sometimes he's referred to as our rock, the rock that's higher than me. And the rock that followed them through the wilderness, the New Testament says that rock was Christ. There comes somebody on the car by now. We'll wave at them. I guess years ago people were coming through here in their horse and buggies and stop and get a drink out of this spring here in Holler. But that rock, our rock, God's our rock is what we were talking about, wasn't it? And that's why it never changes. Rocks never change. God never changes. In the New Testament it says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And because God never changes, His Word never changes. Therefore, culture changes, everything else changes, but God's Word remains the same yesterday, today, and forever. Heaven and earth will pass away, He said, but my Word, that'll stand forever. That's the Holy Bible. I'm going to get back to cleaning out this spring here and see if I can get it fixed up once again. I was just thinking Mama and Papa would be smiling just tickled to death this morning to know that here it is 2026, and I'm down here cleaning out the spring in Holler still. Maybe you can stop and look at it and get you a drink of water one of these days. Just coming out of the south end of Chestnut Ridge is this good old spring here that hardly anybody notices anymore. See you next week on the Weekly Word, Lord willing.